Welcome to the Personal Finance Podcast for Doctors. This podcast aims to simplify all aspects of personal finance and helps you make smart and informed choices about money so that you can live happier and stress-free lives. Today's episode is brought to you by Chanda Varma, who is a financial coach and vice president with the doctor practice at MFA, the only company in India having a dedicated practice for doctors.
Hi, here's a question for you. Where do you think the big money is made in the stock markets? No, it's not a trick question. It's a simple one, but mind you, it's not easy. And this question is very important now because the stock markets, as you all know, have made a new high. So think about it. Now, if you think like most people think, chances are you would have said, it's in buying at the right time or selling at the right time. Essentially, what you mean is timing the market. But this is not actually correct when it comes to making big money. Charlie Munger, the closest partner and the right-hand man of Warren Buffett, says it the best. He says, the big money is not in the buying and the selling, but in the waiting. And by waiting, he does not mean waiting for the right time to invest. Waiting means staying invested through the natural ups and downs of the stock market and letting the power of compounding work for you. But we don't do that. Do you know why? Because we all love to predict and forecast. See, sometime in early 2021, the stock market forecasters had expected a muted performance. But it turned out to be the strongest year post-COVID. Then on 31st December 2021, Forbes published a post headlined, Analysts are forecasting the market to rise 9.6% in 2022. What happened to 2022? We all know how that turned out. At least in the US, the stocks were down 20%, their worst ever performance since 2008. Then they forecasted a big recession in US, which again didn't happen. This means the forecasters were wrong in 2021. They were wrong in 2022, as they have been time and again in the past too. The truth was, is, and will be that no one knew, knows, or will know a thing about the future. No one can predict the future, period. But does this stop these analysts or experts from forecasting? Nope. They continue confidently because people like us crave for it. Human behavior rather demands it. Also, we never receive or have access to forecasters' terrible report card, do we? Showing all forecasts that have gone wrong by a mile? But we don't seem to care. And therefore, the circus continues. The 2023 prediction for S&P 500 was one of gloom and doom. The analysts predicted mayhem. And guess what? We are at a new 52-week high. But these forecasters pay no heed to their poor forecasts. They keep creating new stories, believable narratives, and the financial media is always eager to publish this. The purpose of these posts is to attract more eyeballs and thus advertising more revenue. They have got nothing to do with you making more money, with your financial well-being. They have got nothing to do with your financial literacy either. There is a wise Warren Buffett quote that comes to my mind. It says, forecasts may tell you a great deal about the forecaster. They tell you nothing about the future. They don't have a crystal ball that they can see into the future with, but they do have mortgages that need servicing and children who need to go to college. The firms these analysts and forecasters work for want you to focus on days instead of decades, short term instead of long term, sentiments instead of logic. They want you to move your money from one place to another. The faster, the better. And the best way to achieve this feat is to hire intelligent people who can speak well, write well, get them to publish volumes and volumes of stuff called research. They would starve if you buy and hold or if you buy and sit tight. The problem is that all this activity has got nothing to do with making you rich. But you get to decide what to focus on. Because when it comes to investing, you always have a choice what to focus on. You can focus on these forecasts or ignore them. You can focus on few days or decades. You can focus on short term or long term. You can focus on the stock market, stocks, mutual funds, benchmarks, or you can focus on your financial goals, your planning, and the power of compounding. If you focus on the first choice in each of the above options that I mentioned, you're signing up to make your life full of tension. And for no good reason. There's actually no benefit. But I know you can handle the pain that leads to some gain. But this is just pain that leads to pain. Very little overall gain in the bigger scheme of things. So if this is true, which it is, what are you going to do about it? What are you going to focus on? Ask yourself. Thanks for listening in. Have a good day.
You were listening to the Personal Finance Podcast for Doctors with Chanda Varma. If you find this podcast relevant and interesting, do share it with other doctors as well. It will be great if you leave a review, share, like and subscribe. You could also let us know if there is any specific topic that you would like us to cover. For any queries or help, you can get in touch with MFA's Doctor Practice Team at 892-800-6140.